Why does this music remind me of the witch's house? Huh. Interesting. Oh, stay awake, me. Stay awake. Okay. That's a water bottle, not the mouse. Ah! Whee! Okay. Me laughs nervously. Oh, let's see. What art thou doing? Let us see. Oh, that is not good. Uh, maybe I shouldn't. Debates on what to do. I already did the announcement. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Luke's scared. To say that I'm scared of what's happening is a gross understatement. Trouble of any sort is the last thing I want to get home to after a long day at work and a trip to the bar. And when I see Hannah near prostrate, I can only feel dread. She twitches and seizes, body wound and coiled tight before thrashing, stuttering, shuddering and shaking. Like a woman possessed, her mouth falls open and her eyes roll to the back of her head. It has the hallmark signs of a seizure. The symptoms are similar, though. Are similar enough. And that knowledge, the fact that I know this, only makes me feel worse. Aww. But to hold her close is all I can do while she thrashes about. You should never hold someone down if they're having a seizure, though. I know this is wrong, that I'm not supposed to hold her down, yet I do so out of instinct. Reflex, even. Oh no! I'm terrified of hurting her, but I see no other way to keep Hannah from hurting herself. It takes a lot to keep myself from running off to get help when she needs me here. And it takes everything I have to keep myself intact. When she says my name, I realize that the seizures have stopped, but that doesn't make the dread go away.
Luke, please.
Oops. Ah.
What happened here? Who did this to you?
I don't know. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Hannah. The sight of her tear-streaked face is enough to twist the knife in. It does not help that I'm as lost as she is right now, and all I can say is...
Shh, it's all right. You're safe now, Hannah. You're safe now.
Oh no! That was actually really sweet! Guess who's here after missing 2 or 3 streams because my notifications have been off for like 2 weeks straight. Welcome back, 13! How are you? I hope you've been well. Happy holidays. I hope you've been having fun. Luke is actually... Oh! I feel like this chapter is gonna make me like Luke. Oh no. He actually cares deeply for Hannah. Mossy, I am sad to report that I am actually sick and very sleepy and I'm forcing myself to stream right now. But yeah, I hope you guys are okay. Hello, Pug. How's it going? Nope, J-Bent is not here. I must have sat there in the kitchen, cradling Hannah in my arms for an eternity, until Sherlocken and a maid ran in, assuming the worst. I'll be alright. She had been screaming enough to attract the attention of anyone on mansion property. But that's all well and good in the end, I suppose, as they helped carry Hannah up to our bedroom. 13, I hate to say it, but the way you're wording it, it makes it sound like I should feel bad for ending stream early. But yeah, thanks everyone. I've been sick for a while though. I might as well do something. I doubt I could have managed on my own. I might have slipped on the stairs and cracked both our heads if I tried. Both Shirokin and the maid does the short work of making her comfortable while I sit on the sidelines. I'm guessing that's Johan's last name, because I cannot pronounce it. Ah, fair enough, 13. Fair enough. I have no idea how long I remained here, just watching them and her. But at some point after they left us, the sun has set, leaving the room dark and silent. A little hair of the dog that bit you? Wait, what? I see the pun, but where did it come from, Mozzie? Thank you. But at some point after they've left us, the sun has set, leaving the room dark and silent. Nestled in because you're feeling down and sick. Oh! Oh! Thank you, Mozzie. Ah! Interesting. Nestled in all the pillows and blankets, and put on her side though, Hannah looks smaller than ever. She looks so weak and vulnerable that I can't help but worry. Not to mention the children. Think about the children. I wouldn't know how such an event could affect babies in the womb. I also like a shave and haircut bit. Mozzie, thank you for the bit puns. I appreciate it. Nope, shave and haircut 2 bits. Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, Cappy Bro. How did a hype train happen? What? Well then. Yes, they are Lily of the Valley. The promise of happiness. Mozzie, thank you again for the bits and all the newts. Newt newt. Now seems like a good time to get drunk as any. Your wife needs you! But I just can't. No, 13! Don't feel the need to donate. It's 100% fine. You guys just being here is good enough. Yes, yes. I can't bring myself to leave her side just to intoxicate myself. Not with what just happened. I might just drink myself to death if I so much as tried.
Please. Stay with me, darling.
Oh. Yeah, Cappy Bro, I hope you have a fun lurk, my dude. 13, thank you for the water.
Of course. Anything for you, sunshine.
There's no way I can leave her side without feeling guilty. Besides, what sort of husband and father would I be if I don't take care of her when she's sick? Not that I'm too confident about what I can do on my own. I'm not trained for this sort of thing. Even if I've experienced similar scenarios before, I might still have it all wrong. I've already called our personal physician along with the obstetrician, oh, I butchered that, who knew of her pregnancy for a house call in the morning. We'll have to go on from there. I don't like to think about it. Mozzie, thank you for the gifted sub. You're being very generous tonight. Thank you, thank you. Highly appreciate it. more days until Christmas. It just occurred to me. I don't like to think about it, but I can still remember the doctor's instructions on how to take care of my mother while she was ill. Oh, that's why he's a mama's boy. His mom was sick. Okay. Provide a safe space for her to rest. Check. Let her lie on her side so she doesn't choke. Check. Loosen tight clothing to let her breathe. Check. Keep calm and don't panic. Well, I'm having a bit of trouble with that one, aren't I? Oh no, Muzzy! No! We don't have... The train can stay in the station! But thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Do you want any water? Something to nibble on, perhaps? I can call for something to be brought up. Soup would be good, right?
He said that way too fast. Soup. I love soup.
I'm fine, Luke. Don't you worry. I'm just a little sick, but I'll get better.
Yo, Phantom! Wait, what? Thank you for another gifted sub. How's it going? A pained look crosses her face, and more than anything, I wish I can take away the pain she feels now. I hope you guys are doing well. When she beckons me to come closer, to hold her in my arms, who am I to say no? Cha-ching! It's alright, the night's just getting started, Phantom, to be honest. I hope you're having a good night, too. I hope you all are having a good night. Oh, this is actually cute! Oh, that's fair. You should go to bed, Phantom. It's the holidays, treat yourself. The Wrights are sleeping. What? No, why no sleep? Glad to hear you're doing alright, 13. Her body still quivers, tiny shakes that make my heart feel like it's going to stop, and give every time they happen too much. Oh, that's fair. Go ahead and lurk, 13. I hope you enjoy whatever you decide to read. Oh, that's fair, Phantom. You should make food before you sleep. And good luck. Have fun gift prepping. I know I had to wrap some gifts today. I take care to give her room to breathe, no matter how much of an uncomfortable position it puts me in. Her scent is enough to bring me at ease. Golden flowers, marigolds, buttercups, and daffodils. I'm not sure if she smells this way because I surround us with them when I can, or because she's wearing the perfume I gave her last Christmas. Oh! Ooh, something special planned, Phantom? Just in time. Okay, I did this just in time. They're talking about Christmas. Oh, he gifted her flowery perfume. That's so cute.
There we go. Now, are we comfy?
She nods her head weakly, a smile barely making its way on her lips. I'd be ready to fulfill any request she has, anything to make this easier for her, anything to make her happy. But when she next speaks, I can feel my breath catch in my throat.
Sing me a lullaby.
Oh my god, we get to hear Luke sing!
A lullaby? Of course. I can do that.
Oh my god! I know I've done so many things in my lifetime that would justify a horrible end. But not Hannah. She doesn't deserve this. This is all far too horribly familiar. To find myself in bed, clutching rebelliously to an ill-beloved, wishing it isn't real and hoping it doesn't get any worse. Did his mama die in his arms? Oh no! To find myself screaming at God I've long abandoned and forgotten. Not her. Not again. Take her and you will bloody rue. To have a lullaby shared so that we can forget the pain and the fear.
Hush, my darling, don't say a word. I'm gonna catch you a mockingbird.
It sounds so nasally and snooty, I love it. I can hear her breathy laugh, though she doesn't tell me to stop. If this amuses her, then that's fine. But her breathing soon evens out. A good thing, too, and before I know it, she's fallen asleep. This is so cute! If only it would be as easy for me. I certainly don't envy her, but I don't particularly like how my mind runs right now. Right, 13? Battered and frayed, clutching at straws, and asking myself if I'll really let myself fall apart in this moment. Oh, I got a level 1 hype train emote. Share. Choo-choo! It's a reindeer! It's alarming just how just the thought of losing her could break me, pregnant or not.
And if that mockingbird don't sing, I'm gonna get you a diamond ring.
We got a herd of reindeer! Let's go! We can have like gentle jingles rock the couple to sleep. I've already lost my mother, and the only other woman I've truly loved in my life. The only other woman I've truly loved in my life. And without knowing then as a young man, that wounded a great part of me. Has heard of reindeer? Fair enough, Mossy. Fair enough, you got me on my wording there. I am aware of how scared I am, for a lack of a better term. And if anything happens to Hannah, well, I don't know what I'd do after the fact. Would the loss drive me insane? Would I become mad and swear bloody vengeance on a world that deserves less than her? Would I end up drowning in sorrow and guilt, until I end up drinking one night, and figuring a bullet is a good way to go? Oh no! Or perish the thought, would I become like my father, one who had no further love for anything, not for others or even objects or self? The vainglorious mogul that worked and worked for the sake of succeeding in the search of happiness that would never come.
And if that diamond ring turns brass, we're gonna go to fields of grass.
I actually don't know this lullaby. I didn't know it went this way. For a long while, I was that man, wasn't I? Pursuing gold and glory and nothing else. Bloody hell. I even started courting Hannah for the money her family had. She was a mark to be obtained. But she was just so bright. And I didn't mean intelligent, though. She is certainly that, too. No, she was bright in a manner that she could bring such sunshine to anyone's dreary life. I thought I would need to put a mask on with her, just like with all the others. But if anything else, she made it feel so constricting, suffocating, that I pulled off the mask on my own. I had wanted to be myself around her, just as she so wistfully showing her real self to those around her. Oh my god, Hannah is such a pure being! She actually changed Luke! Oh my god! I could have made these two have a divorce! wasn't some sudden realization. There was no eureka moment, it just happened.
And in those fields where we roam, we'll take daffodils for our home.
We would meet up and talk about business, and then those could only last for so long after a few dozen dates. We ended up talking about other things, little things that didn't seem to matter so much, inconsequential things that one would end up forgetting in the grand scheme of things. Good food, good music, dogs, the film we just saw, books we've read while we were apart, and the places we wanted to go to. Things that weren't important suddenly are. It confused me so much. But I was happy. And at some point, I told myself that this was the woman I wanted to spend my life with. Then I would forget that a lot. It was out of some misguided need to be my own person, to not be defined by anyone else. I refused to put her on a pedestal or make her the center of my universe. Married or not, we are our own person at the end of the day. Sup? How's it going? If I'm remembering correctly, Harley, this is your new account? But I would forget too, at the very least, remembering that she was there with me. Ah, okay, well, I am remembering correctly. Sup?
And if those daffodils die and wilt, we'll still have the home that we built.
Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that, my dude. I hope that things work out for you. She made me better, but am still me to an extent. Still the son of a bitch that has something to prove. I forget it again and again, no matter how hard I try. I'd spend extra hours at the office for something or another, to have favorable stocks, to take care of a debt, something. Sometimes I'll even bring work home if I haven't gone to drink and destroy my liver. Oh, that's good to hear, Harley. Please do take care. The holidays are tough, even if it is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. Yes, yes. Take it easy, my dude. I'll flaunt the riches, some of which aren't even rightfully mine in the first place, and lord myself over anyone else because I fucking deserve it. Because that's how I prove myself. When I don't even have to prove myself to Hana. Sometimes I wonder, had we met under different circumstances, had I grown up a different way, would all of this be any better? Would we be any happier?
Good night, my sunshine.
Not gonna lie, that sprite still looks evil as hell. Now there's a thought.
Mommy, what happened? You were wiggling and shaking, and you wouldn't stop even if I was shouting.
Okay, hearing a small child talk with that portrait is very off-putting. What?
I'm so sorry I shouted at you, Mommy.
Yeah, his mother would have seizures and was very ill. Same thing with Hannah. Apparently Hannah had one recently. Nah, it's chill, my dude. Take care, Harley. Thanks for checking up. Good night, mate.
Shh, don't cry. My little ball of sunshine's not supposed to cry, is he? Don't you worry. Mommy is just a little sick, but she'll get better. I've got a new job now, and I can get medicine again, okay? And we'll buy some bread pudding, too, while we're at it.
Oh, he was poor!
Please don't do that again, Mommy. It's scary.
It's okay. I'm here. You've got nothing to fear. But you have to be brave too, Lucille. Even when I'm not around. Be brave.
I choke back a scream and wake up in a cold sweat. With my heart pounding in my ears, it takes a while to remember where I am. In the dark and cold room, one can't fault me for feeling ill at ease. It isn't as bright as the penthouse, and the renovations did little to change how old it feels. We've been here for less than a week. It'll take a bit more time to adjust. It's hard to feel cozy, though, when I'm bloody freezing. Nudging the lump of fabric next to me, I sigh.
It's cold. Don't hug the sheets, Hana.
She always did this, though it hardly bothers me. Growing up, I was lucky to have something to use as a mattress. Oh, okay. Dang, he really did crawl his way up. I'm not the one who grew up accustomed to Egyptian cotton, with a thread count of 800. Besides, the warmth that Hannah excluded on her own is usually enough to keep me sleeping through the night. The temperature tonight must have been something else with how chilly it is right now. I must be considerate. After all, the poor dear is ill. Though I loathe to think about what had just transpired.
Don't make me pull those sheets off you. That blanket is large enough to cover an elephant. You'll need to share.
Oh my god, how big is their bed? Jesus! It takes a while.
What was that, honey?
Hana, are you okay?
Apologies. I'm just in the loo, so if you can give me a moment.
Pardon? There's no sign that they'll be moving where they lie. With care, I go for the knife hidden under the side of my bed. It would be foolish of me to instigate anything while I'm unarmed after all. To pull back the covers would be a more difficult affair, because reaching out to uncover who was underneath, I have to prepare for anything and assume the worst. If so much as see the nozzle of a gun, there's going to be a murder tonight. I know they say not to bring a knife to a gunfight, but I think I can sink a blade in his liver faster than he can point an aim. I see the rise and fall of the sheets, though it could easily be mistaken as the fault of the breeze. I hear their breathing. A great sense of foreboding comes over me, making me hesitate with my plan. I should just get Hana and myself out of here, not look back and let security handle it. That's what they're there for. Or maybe I should just man up. There's no way I'm risking the chance that inaction will put Hana in danger. But what's the worst that could happen, right? I have no reason to be afraid. There's no boogeyman under the bed, no monster in my closet. If anything, these things should be afraid of me, right? I grab a fistful of sheets and throw them aside. Oh, hi! Oh, Mozzie, that's actually pretty good. That reminds me of the creepy pasta of the girl who gets called by her mom. And then she just hears another voice, like, gets called by her mom in the kitchen, and then she hears a voice from upstairs that was also her mom's voice saying, Don't follow that voice, I heard it too. Ooh. Nothing. Nothing but a bunch of pillows stare back at me. Must be my imagination. I'd rather not think I'm going mad. It could very well be the stress getting to me. All this drama with Hana. The real mom downstairs. True. I've been doing well all these years. All things considered, I guess I do have a breaking point. Or, plot twist, the mom was at work the entire time. Neither of them are the mother. But still, the world goes on, even if one cannot, and I must go along with it. I suppose a day off or two tomorrow wouldn't hurt. Rest aside from a few hours of sleep will be welcome, more than. But I can't shake off the unease. I dare say that I feel afraid, irrationally so, that something will come creeping from and crawling from under the bed, even as I lay down and close my eyes. Triple plot twist. The mom has a twin and nothing scary is happening. Quadruple plot twist. They have a bird that is excellent at mimicking voices. The odd dreams don't linger, thankfully. But the morning comes after disturbance. I forgot I hate doorbells. That gave me a heart attack. That actually made me jump. Both too loud and too sharp for my tastes. And I have very fine tastes. When the piercing rings of the doorbell reaches even the bedroom, I'm very much inclined to think the person who built this place has any sense of it. Perhaps the only thing good in this is that the ruckus has chased away the kneading guilt from last night's commotion, if only temporary. Aww. That's a cute name. Dang. Still, it's a bloody annoying distraction. I can tell already that it is going to be a long day. It hasn't even started. Before the racket even lasts another minute, I'm peeling myself off the not peeing myself. I'm peeling myself off the bed and heading straight for the main door. There will be a murder today if this doesn't let up. How quaint. It seems everything in this blasted universe is intent on getting on my nerves as of late.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour!
In the first place, I shouldn't be the one doing this. This is why I hired a valet. For fuck's sake.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
I'll be honest, if only for today. With the mansion this quiet at this hour of the morning, it's easy to believe those little ghost stories might be real. But the only horror here is the news Hana has brought forth yesterday, and the very idea of me being a father. Neither the deafening silence nor the biting chills spreading across every room in the place. My wife is pregnant. Bloody bollocks. There's no place to fear when another set of problems already burns that fuel. So I wait for another second. When no butler still answers my call, I simply yank the doors open myself, perhaps with more force than needed. And maybe it should be appropriately there, considering the person on the other side and the hour he dared appear on my doorstep. Even someone with half a brain knows not to disturb anyone this early. Brief confusion quickly gives way to anger, and before the bloody photographer can even get a word in, I'm hurling venom at him. It's less than he deserves, really. Hana will disapprove, scold me for treating the man with such disrespect, if she hears me right now. She seems fond of him after all, treats him like a friend she's known for years. She's not here, isn't she? What she doesn't know...
You! Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning! What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't!
This is still my home, My rules also apply to this place as much as Hana's do. As simple as that.
Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep.
It just so happens it's also a person I will never take a liking to. No need for remorse. Yeah, I'm Luke now. Shade! They had like the cutest introduction to this. Like, oh. I had him beg for Luke's mercy to not get shot. We got to hear Luke sing, and it was so bad. And we learned that Luke is actually, he was a poor boy. Yeah, he didn't have money growing up.
Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
He continues shouting, even as I slam the door in his face. Some nonsense about the news lately, though I don't understand most of it. However, with the closed doors muffling the better part of it, and with no one's ears to listen, his triad doesn't last too long. But yeah, Shade, I hope you're doing well. Eventually, he leaves, and silence once again fills the room, as it should. In hindsight, maybe I should call for psychiatric services. He certainly sounds mental just screaming like that. A suspicious man like him left roaming the immediate grounds? Nothing good can come of it. Same, bro, honestly. Take care, mate. But if his presence will indeed bring a problem, a sign of bad things to come, I'll probably know soon enough. Worst comes to worst, Johans will take care of it if need be. I'm gonna say Johans. I'm assuming that's Johan's last name. I can't pronounce that. I'm so sorry. It's what I'm paying him for. In the meantime, the bigger problem at hand. It's on a whim that I've chosen to cook. Sure, I have a lot of other things I could have done instead, but cooking distracts me, and I do find it relaxing on the rare occasion I step up to the task. He can cook? On the tray, 2 plates of roti paired with spicy beans, boiled eggs, hash brown, and bacon topped off with peppers, croquettes, and akinis. I can't get back to sleep after my abrupt awakening earlier. Although I did think about drinking to get some 40 winks, I've changed my mind at the reminder that my very pregnant wife is sick in bed. I love my alcohol, no doubt, but there are times when even I shouldn't drink. As it is, I'm running on nothing but 2 cups of coffee. The surprise on Hannah's face is apparent the moment I step into our bedroom holding a breakfast tray. But it quickly changes to a look of delight as I place the tray on the bed.
Good morning. What's all this then? Oh, that does smell good.
I made breakfast. In hindsight, I probably should have prepared something a lot healthier for you.
Oh, don't you fuss. This is absolutely perfect. A little grease isn't going to kill me. Feels like forever since I last had your cooking.
I don't see what you're so enthusiastic for. I'm no master chef. I won't be too mad if you tell Johans to cook something else for you. That just means more for me, of course.
Yeah, they did. Luke's sprites, they're scary. It does not help that there was a scene where we had a flashback with him as a little kid, but they didn't have a sprite of little kid Luke. So it was just that with a childish voice. It was not nice. I can't wipe the grin off my face when Hannah takes a bite and looks like she's enjoying what I've made. It would be a lie to say I'm not glad or proud that I can make her happy. Though perhaps I haven't been able to do that as of late. But Hannah needs me now, and that counts for something, doesn't it?
Oh, I don't think I can finish this all. But I should, shouldn't I? After all, I am eating for 3.
I forgot she's having twins. feel a terrible pit in my stomach at the reminder. I try to fill said pit with food anyway. But bloody hell, I don't think I'm ready to raise a child, let alone 2 of them. There's nothing else that can be done other than to steel myself for fatherhood.
Speaking of you 3, what did Dr. Hobbs say? How are you and the babies?
The physician took some of my blood. I'll go through some other tests tomorrow to make sure we're fine. I know how you hate hospitals, so I asked Johans to drive me there. That way you can have some alone time with Kylie too.
Admit it, you just want to leave me alone with a little tyke without any backup.
Don't be like that. You'll do fine, I'm sure. And she'll love spending the day with her fairy godfather.
Of course, I can just look at it like it's practice. I do want to be a good father, right? Not like my own, though I don't think any practices being a parent would have helped him. He hadn't cared about the son he served until he learned that he was ill and was not long for this world. And even when he did find me, he still cared little. I definitely do not want to be like Damien Wright. What is... Being worried about Hannah by extension means I'm worried about the children, right? What if the babies in the womb already have a fear of doctors?
I'm just worried about the children, Hana. I know you can take care of yourself just fine. You're one tough cookie.
Okay, it went up. Okay, I was scared. I don't want to mess up their marriage now.
Look at you, already becoming a great father. One day, when the kids are all grown up, I'll tell them the story of how their dad is being a great big worrywart. Just leave being pregnant to me, alright?
I feel like if Luke could be pregnant for Hannah, he would. As weird as that sounds. My hand moves to Hannah's stomach, which has yet to grow too much, beyond its usual size. There is some pudge hidden well behind her dresses. I'm half expecting to feel something, perhaps a kick. They always talk about that sensation cements everything, proof of life that goes beyond a growing belly. But of course, it's far too early for that.
I still can't believe it, you know. I didn't think it would ever happen. We're going to have kids.
A shame. I certainly need grounding. It would help me get my head around what's going on.
How are you feeling about all of this?
I don't know how I feel, actually. Worry is the first thing to come to mind, and I don't think I'll ever stop feeling that. That's what brought this on, isn't it? And it would be awful of me to say that I'm not happy at the news, excited even. But that all did not stop me from feeling the same fear I had from when Hannah first told me this. I was so afraid. Still am. I never gave the thought into being a father until now. But I'm already afraid for them. Their safety in the world they would find themselves born into. I'm afraid of them because of me, the bastard who will be their father. The only consultation that comes to mind is the fact that they'll have someone like Hannah as their mother. Like I told Miss Pink, I never wanted to spawn anything. Though I truly did not mean to call a child, even an unborn one, an abomination. He does have a soft spot for kids! Of all the people in this room, I'm the one closest to being a monster after all.
I'm all right. You're good, so I don't see why I shouldn't be. I'm not the one carrying a pair of brats around in my belly, am I? Just think about it. 2 tiny humans are inside of you and you're going to swell up like a watermelon. If you can get through this, so can I.
I'm afraid. But the smile that Hannah gives me is enough for me to believe that everything will be fine. We eat the rest of our meal in companionable silence. Pardon. And if I shovel some food off my plate onto Hannah's, she makes no comment on it.
Come on then, Sunshine. Eat up. Can't have any of you starving on my watch now, can I?
I say it in a joking manner, but I'm entirely serious about making sure they didn't starve in every sense of the word. I know it's an impossibility to be lacking when it comes to food with how well off we are, but there are other things a person can be starved of. Affection. Attention. I can probably think of about a third word that starts with the letter A, but I digress. Soon enough, our plates are clear and I put them away. There is no objection to it either, as a quiet yawn escapes her lips, and her eyes start to droop. Indeed, the urge to sleep is higher after having a full meal and with an inviting bed. But sleep isn't what I want or need right now. As quiet as I can be when I make my exit, tray of food in one hand, which I'm quick to pass off to Johans as soon as I see him.
Johans, look after her. I just need to get out.
Stretch my legs, clear my mind, think. I don't think having screaming, crying babies will give me much time for that once Hannah gives birth.
Is everything all right? Should I be worried?
Okay, it is Johans. Noted.
Everything is good. Really. Best I've ever felt in quite some time, I think.
No! Shay, that's not why he's going out.
Well, I think that's cause for concern. Shall I expect to find a corpse in need of cleanup?
Okay, apparently Johan says there might be murder on the table, though. God dang it. I can only shake my head and grin, the deadpan delivery both amusing me and making me wonder if he's joking or not. It can easily be half and half. There has been an instance or two where that did happen. But I don't give him an answer. Let him keep guessing and step out for a breath of fresh air. Gray skies loom over in the horizon, though the sun fights for every precious minute it gets to stay. It'll rain again soon, with the wind bringing along the gloomy clouds normal to Luxembourg. Until then, it doesn't hurt to be out here for the fresh air and sunshine. I walk to the gardens, what little of it there is, at the moment anyway, and kneel by the daffodils. These were the first to be brought here and planted on my request, and if nothing else, they brought us in a sense of peace. They were my mother's favorites. Closing my eyes, I lift my chin up to welcome the light that shines upon me. And for that minute, I can imagine myself as one of the flowers, peaceful, blooming, and all too happy to stand in its warmth. Life would be so much easier if we're all like flowers, wouldn't it? But I didn't step out here to get all philosophical. I have problems much more practical than figuring out the meaning of life after all. Too many things have gone on these past few days, and I want to forget about them, even for just a moment.
It's almost All Saints, isn't it? To think I've almost forgotten.
I speak the words absent-mindedly. The date means nothing to me, as I neither worship the religion nor have any graves to visit. After all, Mother was never given a proper burial. But it's a date, as good as any, for me to grieve. Otherwise, I would have done so every single day, crippling myself and shutting everyone else out. I can remember how the flames licked at her flesh and how it consumed her body, until there was nothing left but ash. I stood there watching, with the operator and a social service worker, though I could have been alone for all I cared. I felt alone. It was the most that could be done. No one would attend the funeral of a dead prostitute, let alone pray for it. All is left of her, proof that she had lived, is her name written in the ledger of Luxembourg Cemetery, Alita, and me. Pulling out the lighter from my jacket, I can't stop myself from flicking it open to stare at the flame and to run my thumb over her name. All in all, it isn't much, but it's something. And it'll be wrong of me not to make something of myself when she would have been given everything to make sure I can become anything I want to be.
Feels like I'm stuck in a nightmare right now. What I would give to have you here by my side, Mother dear. To see you smiling at me. Alive and as beautiful as ever.
Good night, 13. Happy holidays. Sleep well. And thank you for the sunshine. It feels brighter in here already.
I'm afraid I'm starting to forget what your face looks like. I've already forgotten the shade of your hair.
Eleanor Chandler was a wonderful woman, though not everyone would have agreed. Not everyone had seen past her occupation, past her vices and her illness. All they saw was a poor woman who sold her body to make ends meet, and had a bastard son because of it. They didn't see the mother who worked hard to put food on the table for me, the woman who gave and gave and gave to me while expecting nothing in return. No, that's his mom! Yeah. She taught me the merits of hard work, but though I loved her so, I worked hard for myself. I would not be so foolish, so selfless towards people who would never give back. I learned that from the father who plucked me out of the orphanage for his own selfish gain. I pocketed the lighter before I can feel the urge to actually set anything ablaze. Considering my close proximity to the flowers, they would most likely be the most likely victim of arson. Just the thought itself is blasphemous. Nevertheless, that doesn't save them from being picked, just enough to make a bouquet of the things in honor of Eleanor.
Would you be proud of me if you saw me now, Mother? Maybe.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings. I knew this thing would make me feel like would make me like Luke.
You're always so forgiving. No matter what trouble I got into, more than I deserved. Especially now.
Oh, Shade, you're lucky you weren't here in the beginning then. It made me really like him. It's been a while since I've talked to my mother like this. I've been thinking of both my dear parents far too much as of late, when I shouldn't. I have a future to look forward to and the present to take care of. These memories of the past give me nothing but grief. The life of Lucille Michelle Chandelier should be nothing but a footnote in Luke Wright's non-existent autobiography. It's because of Hana, isn't it? I worry that she is all too much like Mother, that it scares me. And the thought that I'm turning into my father is even more so. But even if history is so set to repeat itself, I'm not a child anymore. Content to sit aside, unable to do anything to help, and too inexperienced to think that the worst wouldn't happen. I have money to buy the best medicine and doctors if need be. She'll get better. She has to. And once we get over this little bump in the road, I can stop worrying, and all will be right with the world. Unfortunately, my time alone is cut short, though.
I think those flowers look beautiful, my lord. The parlor, the room where the lady stays for her tea, it could certainly use some.
The voice is not familiar, though I'm not really one to remember such things. Wait, what? Going with her attire, I would say she's one of the housekeepers. That's the ghost! Strange, considering I've sent all of the stuff but Johan's away. All of the staff but Johan's away. And her face, as pretty as it is unfamiliar to me. It would be a lie if I said that it didn't set me on edge. Most would say that I cared little for my employees, but that isn't entirely untrue. However, I'd like to think I know the people who work for me, especially those who would roam my home, even if it's just a face and a name. Besides, I remember a beauty such as her. If you flirt with her, I'm gonna smack the screen. So who is this? Is she... If she is someone impersonating a household staff to get in, she's doing a bad job of it.
Didn't you get the memo? Are you new? Today is a day off. You aren't supposed to be here.
I expect poor excuses and apologies. The likes of her often give, but she merely smiles.
Oh, no. I've been a servant here since you first came.
Yeah, the fact that she uses the word servant and not like maid or helper. And I see no signs of lying nor hear it in her words, yet they can't be true. But I find that I feel like I can relax. She has that sort of smile that makes one's kindness shine through without words or action. It reaches her eyes, filling them with a strange sort of mirth, as if she just thought of something very funny. Is she gonna suddenly change? Perhaps had it been any other person, I would have interpreted it as a deceitful grin. Luke, no! Don't fall for her just because she's pretty. But the curl of her lips and the shine of her eyes are too soft to hold any malice. Tell that to Rebecca. She takes my silence as a sign that she can continue. And it's not like I feel any urgency to stop her. I'm not really in the mood for company, but I'm not adverse to it at the moment either. Entertaining a beauty like her, even for a little while, wouldn't hurt. It helps that she proves easy to listen to, despite how oddly she speaks.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I shouldn't have bothered you. Look at me, talking to the master of the house without even asking for permission. What will the others think? If you'll excuse me, I'll just...
I haven't driven you away yet, have I? And it's your day off. I don't see why we can't chat a bit.
Of course. If that is what you wish. As long as it does not get you into trouble with the lady. To even take time for someone as lowly as me. No wonder that everyone under the mansion's employ is so fond of you. Though it should have no longer been a surprise to me. You have always been such a kind and loving lord.
I have to stop myself from calling her out on her shite. It's almost as if she's talking about an entirely different man. No matter how big my ego gets, I know for a fact that I'm hardly in the running for Best Boss of the Year award. Wait, did the previous couple... Were they like Luke and Hannah, but the dude was like Hannah? And then the girl was like Luke? And then the chick killed this maid because she was jealous? Is that where this story is going? Because her husband was too nice to a maid? The only reason that most of my staff stay is because of the decent compensation. I'm not cheap. But if she wants to lay it on thick, I'll allow it. Who wouldn't want a beautiful woman complimenting them? Me, because I don't trust it.
I'm sure she'll be fine with this. We are just talking after all. Unless you had other things on your mind when you approached me.
Ew! The words leave my mouth before I even realize what I've said. I panic a bit. Though I can get away with picking up women out in the city, sometimes even out in the county, out of the county, I've always taken care not to do so in my home or in my business. Not when it's so easy for Hannah to find out about my infidelity through these channels. Though seriously, I still don't see what a big deal about it is. I just have an itch I need to scratch. Okay, I take it back. My fondness for him has died.
I know it must be amusing to see a girl flustered for a man of your stature, but please don't say such things, my lord. I saw you alone and simply thought you could use some company.
Thankfully, and I do count my lucky stars, it seems that the woman takes it as a joke rather than a casual pass. It was intended to be.
So how are you liking your work around the mansion? The place is wonderful, but I imagine the upkeep is ungodly with all the rooms and whatnot. I don't even want to think about how many people are on the staff roster.
Same shade.
Work is work, my lord. It is a way of living, a purpose from day to day. It is certainly far better than doing nothing or having no food to eat. The house itself is also beautiful. There's no lack of things to look at. I'm sure you've seen those books in the study. I can't read any of them yet, but if given the chance, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be thinking of those things.
Oh, was she burned at the stake for learning how to read?
Especially when the rains, they might bring more work to us soon. It will definitely be much more difficult when it returns. Idling about is the least I should be doing.
I guess you can put it that way if you want to be brutally honest about the whole thing. And the rain shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully. Maybe.
If a little dreary, at least she doesn't beat about around the bush. I like the honesty. Many would bemoan their status as a household staff, as a janitor or other menial role, and believe themselves to be for greater things. And I would not begrudge the idea that one can always get better. But one shouldn't be so discontent with what they have either.
The rain is something I simply must get accustomed to if I am to live here. I've not spent long in this place after all. But I have been told that it has rained in this nation since a mother's time and their mother's time.
Okay, so she's not originally from Britainland. She's from a place that doesn't rain much.
There is little we can do about it. I am just glad to have time in the sun, even for a short while.
Isn't that the truth? Really, these sunny days have been welcome, though I can't imagine they'll last for long. Sometimes I just want to pack my things and leave for somewhere like, say, the Bahamas or whatnot. Get some sun and surf.
But certainly, you will return for us, won't you? This is your home, after all. Your people, they won't be pleased if the master of the house leaves.
Is there more than one ghost in the mansion, and they want Luke to stay? I know he looks like your previous master and all, but y'all need to have a good look at his personality.
Of course, I can't very well leave my businesses hanging here, can I? I just wish I could actually trust people enough to go on vacation without taking work with me. I've also got to get back here if I ever want proper meals. A proper pudding is something you'll never find out there.
The woman... I'm dying. I think the ghost heard me talking shit. Oh, okay. The woman nods in understanding, and I must say that she makes for a fine listening ear. Don't do that. I drank some water. Thank you, Shade. Though what she says next gives me a pause, whether she meant for me to hear it or not.
And good tea. From what the cook has been telling me, I've yet learned how to prepare one. Perhaps once I do, it would endear the lady of the house to me. I never expected her to be so unkind after what she did for me.
Sleeping frying pan is best frying pan. I'm so glad I'm illiterate.
Though it's only if one catches her in a foul mood. I wish I knew how to avoid her anger.
Oh, okay, so the couple's personalities are switched from back then. I highly doubt she means Hana. The woman rarely has a mean bone in her body. And when she actually is nasty towards someone else, it's usually deserving enough, much like with that Rochelle woman. Hell, she even tolerates Harvey for me, even if she did admit that she doesn't quite like the man. She must mean the head housemaid, right? I have to laugh at that. Not that I have room to speak. I don't deal with her myself anymore, though. Even Johans has a few choice words about the head hag. Oh my god! No one likes her! Oh dear! She's just been under the right employ when she was also head housemaid for my father. And if anyone's not going to get along with someone, it'd be that crochetty old woman. I don't even remember her name. But the woman has been this strict, upstart bitch who took me in, who took one look at me, her master's bastard son, and turned her nose up, as if she were better by mere consequence of birth. That, and she absolutely loathed my very existence. Perhaps the rumors had been true. She had a miscarriage while bearing another one of dearest father's children, and she saw me as an obstacle of her being granted a better standing in life. Crotchety? I thought it was crochetity. I thought it was like crochet. I remember that much at least. The only reason I haven't sacked her yet is because of a competence. Also because working under my household makes her absolutely miserable. Her resignation made impossible by her pride. I like that she works for me because it makes her sad. Yes, become sadder.
Nobody really gets along with that woman. I think everyone just tolerates her because of how old she is.
Dang, adding old to the bunch too. Oh, okay. Huh. Noted.
I mean, not to be rude or awful or anything, but she's at the age where she'll be pushing Daisy soon enough.
Is she? Really, my lord? I'm sure the lady is much younger than that.
I think the thought of tormenting the young and beautiful gives her reason to live.
It does seem that way. Though I feel sorry for her. One's life should not be wasted away on hatred and anger. It is never good for the heart or the head to always carry ill thoughts. But at the least, you are here for us. We are certainly so lucky to have a lord like you. The lady even more so. The gods smile down on her. Though, if I may be honest, she is to be envied.
Even when I have my suspicions about her, she's just so easy to talk with that I've forgotten. I don't know who she is, and if she's actually one of the household staff, that would explain why she so easily give obviously wrong statements about my character. Though if she is here for malicious reasons, she would have done more than do small talk with me by now, wouldn't she? I have so many questions. Perhaps curiosity will kill this cat.
It's strange that I've never seen you before. What's your name?
You do not remember?
I don't believe you've mentioned it, or am I missing something?
You still cannot comprehend it, can you, my lord?
Her answer chips away at the good mood I'm starting to get into. I have every right to be angry at the cryptic response She threatens insubordination with her very presence alone. Hello, J-Bent! Within this hour, I fell in love with Luke. He disgusted me. And, now we're here. Oh dear. I hope that wasn't too draining for you. But instead of hurling vitriol at the woman, I take a deep breath. I do not want my mood ruined further than it already is. Not right now, when I can let my temper take its course another time.
Whatever your name is, and no matter how long you've been working for us, that does not change the fact that you shouldn't be here. I'll call you a cab to bring you to the city if you want.
Shouldn't I? What if I do not wish to leave?
Uh-oh. She's gonna go ghost!
I merely desire to stay by your side and serve. Is that such a deplorable thing?
Uh-oh. Oh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that, J-Bent. I'm going ghost! Yo, Jenny defended he was just 14 when his parents built a very strange regime. But do. But yeah. It's a shame that your friends did that, J-Bent. People like that are not fun to be around. Unless it was in a teasing matter. But when they're serious, then it gets annoying. Her gaze sends a chill down my spine. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the CG to change. It's too easy to see the devotion. She's a yandere! It's too easy to see the devotion, the obsession in her eyes. Not the good sort either, as her scrutiny makes me feel like I'm laid bare. Oh, hopefully. Some people do say such things seriously because they don't like losing. The offness of her presence is all the more palpable with the feeling of bugs crawling on my skin and the silence that makes it seem as if the world has stopped. Any friendly atmosphere we might have had going for us is completely forgotten. Danger. A small part in the back of my mind screams, the part that has kept me alive all these years. And in hindsight, I'd be stupid not to take heed of it. But I've grown arrogant, complacent and content to hide behind wealth and power.
Yes, it's a deplorable thing, as you said, because I'd like to be alone now. Thank you very much. If you didn't want the day off, you should have reported to your superior. This is utterly unprofessional of you, and I shall be issuing complaints. In fact, if you know it's good for you, you should start looking for another employer.
It's at my threat that the smile on her face turns tight.
I see. It escapes you still. This is unfortunate.
Did he have an affair with the maid? The original man of the house?
How despairing that this misery must go on. But maybe, if you come with me, I can help you. I can.
When she reaches out for me, I recoil with a hiss.
How dare you lay your filthy hands on me without my permission?
Oh no, he didn't want the paw to touch him.
I am not going anywhere with you. Now step back and walk away before I have you forcibly removed.
Okay, it's not as scary as I thought it would be. As if a switch had been flipped, the woman's expression turns horrific, although that may very well be the understatement of a century. She herself turns horrific. Her presence is suffocating, bearing down on me. I'm rooted on the spot, though no fault of my own, as my fear paralyzes.
You are too much like that vile woman, poisoned by her rotten influence and her filthy words. But that can be remedied now that you're here. Oh, how we have waited to welcome you home. Come, my lord. The house beckons.
Okay, so they want Hannah's personality and Luke's body, from my understanding. When her fingers grasp the back of my coat, I finally find it in me to break off into a run. I can still feel her eyes on me as I run back to the house. but I refuse to acknowledge it, let alone look back. All I need is to get away from her and make sure she stays away. I don't know, J-Vent. Thinking of Luke having Hannah's personality gives me the shivers. It does not seem right. If that means acting like a coward and seeking out company to keep me safe, nobody can tell me to do otherwise. Bravery isn't something to be lauded if it comes along with stupidity. Oh, the thing is, I can actually see that though, because then she'll just be the classic mean girl. It must have been a sight to see the usually composed and reserved Luke Wright bursting through the doors. Not that I have much of an audience, unless there are other staff members who's chosen to disregard my orders for them to leave. Really, I still doubt that woman is one of the staff. Mustering up the courage, I look back through the windows to see if she followed me. She's gone. But I don't take any chances, putting as much distance as I can between us. Stopping to catch my breath, Johan's sudden appearance nearly makes me jump out of my skin.
Don't fucking do that! You son of a bitch! If I had a gun, I would have shot you!
If I had any love left for my Mutter, I'd take offense. But what happened to you? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, if only it were such a delusion. But I can still feel her sharp nails digging into my back. The feeling was too real for it to have been a ghost.
There was his housekeeper. I think, I'm not sure. In the gardens. She was acting odd and I thought to remove myself from the scene.
Strange. I made sure the rest of the staff had left and that the house was empty, as you requested. Describe this woman.
She had pale skin, dark eyes, and long dark hair. She wouldn't give me her name.
I half expect a name from him. The man knows the staff better than I do, after all. But instead of an answer, he grows quiet. I'm pretty sure that is not a good thing. I'm even more worried when the other man looks me over. I have to protest when he pulls back my collar.
What in the bloody hell are you doing?
Checking for marks. Needle marks, to be exact. We don't have anyone like that among the staff. You could have easily been kidnapped.
A cold feeling settles itself over me at the thought. I've long established my power over the more unsavory characters in Luxembourg, or I thought I did. And the most harm I thought that could come to me would be slander, robbery, or incarceration. Kidnapping? An attempt on my own person. I've forgotten that I'm as human, as mortal, as any other man despite my wealth and status.
Fortunately, you look unharmed. But I advise that you be accompanied by trusted individuals at all times from now on. If not me, an assigned guard. I'll be informing them of this soon, as they return from their day in the city.
Already, I can feel the energy leave me at the realization of what could have been.
All right. Yes, I suppose we should do that. But I think I'd like to call it a day. I should be safe in bed, yes?
I'll stand guard outside for the night. The madam has been inquiring about you, by the way.
Just what is Johan's previous occupation? Why does he know how to dispose of bodies? Why is he badass? Where do we find Johans? A god, any other threat, and he alone would be enough to make me feel safe. But what I saw, whatever it is I saw, would one man be enough? He's a butler like an Artemis Fowl.
That's all well and good, but there's something else. That housekeeper, she...
Luke, you're home. I was worried about you.
The grin that I can muster is probably lopsided. Somewhat. I haven't read the Artemis Fowl books, though. Forced as I snapped my mouth shut to keep myself blabbing about witches and monsters. Because here I am standing in the hallway, dirt on my pant legs and sweat dotting my forehead. I did not watch the movie. I didn't even know there was a movie. Shade, I think he stayed, like, within the grounds. Yeah. He was just near a daisy pot. That's all daffodil pot, I mean. A far cry from my usually pristine condition. Oh dear, sorry to hear that. I don't want to worry Hannah. A cough.
What happened to you? You look like you wrestled in the mud and lost, dear. And those flowers. Were you gardening?
Yeah, he was just in the gardens. Okay.
What? Oh, these. I didn't realize I still had them.
I really did not. But there they are, still in my grip. The daffodils I had taken from the garden. Even in the wake of my flight, I had refused to let go of them, whether I was conscious of it or not.
Shall I put them in a vase?
That's fair, Shade. To also be fair, they also have a big enough estate to have a helicopter pad and a vineyard and a horse stable. So I wouldn't be surprised if just having to walk around the yard, like, you can be lost for, like, the entire day. Oh. I was like, oh wait, it's so sweet to give Hannah flowers, but then I remembered they're ghost flowers. Oh. But they're also, like, a memento of his mother. Right, Javen? Do I give Hannah the ghost flowers? I feel like this is an important choice. Throwing flowers is a waste. Let's give them to Hannah. Girls love haunted flowers. I know I do. Okay. Perhaps I did it to save face, or maybe a small part of me really had planned to take them for her. Can confirm, M-Girl, love haunted flowers. Hi, Marin! I'm so sorry I couldn't talk in your stream, but I was lurking. I was so confused when when I went to check on your stream and I saw Ski. I was like, this wasn't what I was watching. This isn't Marin. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And let's go. Girls love a nice bouquet of haunted flowers. Perhaps I did it to save face, or maybe a small part of me had already planned to take them for her. Right? It's like the most romantic thing. But like a young man presenting flowers to a Valentine's, I awkwardly thrust the bouquet in Hannah's direction.
They're for you.
These are lovely, thank you. But aren't these?
The surprise is to be expected. And the open-ended question needs little interpretation. I'd never given her daffodils before, especially not from ones that I considered mine.
They're for you. Don't make me think that kneeling around in the dirt was a waste of my time.
It's not. It's not. Just, are you feeling all right? I hope whatever I have isn't contagious.
Yeah, Hannah's sick with the bubbles. She's like having small seizures and stuff. That's what we started with in the beginning of this chapter. And Luke like sung her a lullaby to comfort her. But aren't these ghost daffodils? But honey, we don't grow this variety of daffodil in Almana. Why did you even get these? Well, in fact, according to botany, these have been extinct for years. Oh no!
I'm not sick, Hannah. I just got them for you. I thought they'd make you feel better, brighten up the room. I don't need my intentions questioned. The thank you was enough.
And I didn't mean to insinuate anything. but you're right. Thank you, truly, for these.
She's blushing! I don't understand Hannah's pose though. Why does she have like one hand, one arm bent like that? What is that pose? She takes them from me then, careful not to crush the stems. There is still uncertainty on her face, which endears and annoys me in equal parts. But she does look lovely with them, the very picture of something that should be immortalized in paint. They should be for Mother, but it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah! I tried recreating it too. It really hurts the arm that goes behind the back. How did she get that perfect 90-degree angle? Girl! Tell me your secrets.
Why don't we turn in for the night? You must be exhausted with all that gardening.
Oh, true, true. This one's more normal, though. Is it? Is it not? Her elbow is in a 90-degree angle in the last one? What does a dead woman care for flowers? Oh, 70-degree, okay. Really, little sleep was had and I feel completely drained come morning. Even when Hannah rises from bed, in spite of a mild fever, and invites me down to breakfast, I can't be bothered to drag myself out from the comfort of the sheets. It's not like I need to do something particularly important today. The rain that has started sometime during the night doesn't help the mood. Or maybe it helps, just a little. The strange sunny weather has been nice and all, but for it to return as it should be feels like a good sign of things to come. Perhaps things will settle back to normal and the crazy drama that has gone on lately will die down. The rhythmic pitter-patter of the rain fills the early morning silence with a steady beat. Thank goodness I don't have to be anywhere in a hurry today. I would hate to be caught unaware in this rain. With how it looks outside, it seems that the weather is making up for all the sunny days it has given us with a good old-fashioned downpour. It does let up within the quarter of an hour. However, a day beginning with a cloudburst like this, locals usually don't take it as an immediate sign. Luxembourg, abysmal weather is back, likely for good. I hope they did a damn good job of fixing this place, because I'd rather not have to deal with leaky roofs. Though Hannah might find humor in it, and perhaps asking me to sing in the rain to wear out my anger. I don't like the idea that the reality did a horrid patch job with the place. Hannah technically paid millions for this place. It better live up to the price that the realty company sold it for. Not that it's something she should be fretting about at the moment, when her health's not at its best. Hannah is going to be brought to the hospital for a checkup today, and if anything, I prefer that she focus on getting better. That fever, no matter how slight it is, can't be good for unborn children after all. Perhaps a proper rest is all she needs, but I'd rather not assume things. I'm a businessman, not a doctor. Wonder of wonders why I even bother agreeing to babysitting duty after that. But here I am, scheduled as today's babysitter for Sorare's brat, once her father drops her off the mansion steps. I totally butchered that last name. Though that is a worry for much later. If I wish to, I can ask that nobody bother me while I doze off in a cocoon of comforters. But as always, somebody has to be a buzzkill.
Are you really going to stay in bed all day?
Yes.
What do you want? It's far too early to deal with your nosiness.
You must have been really rattled by what happened yesterday. If you need to talk about it, I am quite qualified in that regard.
Is he also a therapist?
And you aren't even the slightest bit bothered. Truly. Not even the slightest bit worried?
I was worried. But I realized that it's not my life in danger, is it?
It is your paycheck, though.
My worrying will not help matters. Neither will yours.
Loath as I am to admit it, he is right. The whole thing might have rattled me, but there is little point in jumping at every shadow I see from the corner of my eye. I shouldn't lose my head for a threat that might not even come. I should know better by now. I've never been this worried about a possible threat on my life before. I'll be honest here. If anyone is in danger, it's Hana. I can take care of myself just fine. With security tightened, I'll have at least one guard, if not 5, making sure nobody gets within 10 feet from me without saying so. Hana, on the other hand, is pregnant and will be away for most of the day. It is small relief that Johans will be with her. What if one of the shadows is Hana?
Are there any updates about the woman?
Being in the dark has me on edge. Information, any at all, may very well help me in calming down.
I've already briefed security about her, and more from the agency will be arriving tonight. But they haven't seen anyone fitting the description.
So you have nothing then? Fat lot of use you guys are. What do I even pay you for? Do me a favor. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on your way out.
Hana glows! Fair enough. Pregnancy glows are real. Confirmed by J-Bent. Understood.
Well, there is something. It's about McCulloch.
Oh, she's gone. They finally noticed she's gone. Can anyone blame me if I show the tiniest bit of interest? She's still not done with the house, and she's a nice enough woman. Plans to go back to sleep are gone.
I called her secretary about taking the day off. He hasn't heard from her over the weekend.
She's probably passed out after enjoying a pint or 2 or 10 in a bar somewhere. She's an adult. It was the weekend. She's allowed to disappear and not think about work. Fuck.
I'm sorry, that fuck sounds so out of place.
I wish I was passed out after a night of drinking. He does know that mobiles are a thing.
That's all well and good, but she's not answering her mobile either. Mr. Parker will be filling a missing persons case with the police if she doesn't turn up today.
Certainly someone must know where she is. Tabs are kept without fail on people who come to work with me. Background checks and constant surveillance until they've finished their contracts with the rights. Some would say that it's a whole bit over the top. But I can't be too safe. Too many want me dead.
What about one of ours? Has anyone seen her? She's pretty hard to miss with how tall the woman is.
The last anyone has seen of her was here, the morning of the party. Your housewarming party.
Take your time, my dude. This isn't good news.
It wouldn't do for the police to hear of this and to suspect.
It's of little import that I can easily prove my innocence. It is all of a matter of principle. Because even if the accusation of misdemeanor should not stain my reputation, although maybe it is a bit too late to hope for a squeaky clean one. Besides, it'll be such a hassle to have police poking about the house, looking for a body that doesn't exist.
Now, if we're done here, I'd like to go back to sleep and...
The gremlin child is here. Well, there goes any plans of grabbing some shut-eye. Rolling on my stomach. I can only scream into my pillow.
Of course, of course. Ah. Johans, distract her.
Oh, look, it's time for me to go.
Oh my god.
Have fun with your little play date. So long, farewell, and auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Johan's just so mean.
No, Johans, don't you turn away from me. Keep her busy for an hour. Come on!
I have to press my face against the pillow once more to suppress a groan. You just get loyal help anymore.
Hello there, little Fraulein. Your uncle is just upstairs and will be down in a moment. He is super excited to have you today. I hope you're well rested and ready to play a lot.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
That bastard. I'll be down in a sec, Munchkin. Let me just...
Change into a fresh shirt, brush my teeth, fix my hair, bemoan my very existence, wish I was anywhere else in the world right now. Don't get me wrong, Kylie is a great kid. Wonderful, better than most brats her age. But handling a tyke is the last thing I want on my agenda right now, with this whole Hana business. Fortunately, I am well versed in how the world works. I've long learned that the show must go on, no matter what hurdles come in my way. So I set to preparing for the day. Running a comb through my hair is just as divine and simply makes me feel more human. Bed hair is disgusting though. It isn't as bad as how it was when I was a child. With how expensive a trip to the barber's was, I often had it grow out until Mother had the time to cut it for me. The curls and tangles were simply horrid. Why, I was even mistaken as a little girl because of that. It certainly doesn't help that I was named Lucille. Imagine owning a comb. A freshly pressed shirt is enough to chase away the last signs of sleepiness. The feel of crisp and clean cloth in my hand is a clear marker to the start of the day. That's fair. I use a comb though. I need a comb. My hair's too long. Smoothing down my suit and my hair with a sigh, I steel myself for the horrors. The horrors that come with taking care of a child. Probably.
Good morning to you, Luke.
Speak of the devil, and she shall appear. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Kylie grins up as me. As soon as I open the bedroom door. Ah, Cappy! Oh no, wait, that means Toy's coming straight after. I need to fight. I need to ready the battle stations. He's arriving. Oh, he's still streaming? Oh. Oh yeah, it's midnight for you, ain't it, Cappy? Thank you so much for the raid. I see you are using the sleepy. Why is it broken? How was your stream, by the way, Cappy? Capybara's broken, but Wonderhoy is okay. I cry. But yes, hello. Hello, hello. How are you peoples? No, it's not cursed. It's quirky. It's quirky. It's the quirky capybara redeem. Don't worry about it. It's just quirky. She swings the backpack she's clutching, hitting my leg in a show of impatience and looking entirely unapologetic for it.
Did you just wake up? Oh, tell me you forgot. It's our play date today.
I doubt I'd forget. Kylie visits are a frequent enough thing that I found a way into my schedule. They found a way into my schedule. There's supposed to be visits to her godmother. Didn't it change after Eldritch Cappy was born too? It did, Cappy, actually. Oh my, it's a sign. That's what Eldritch Cappy sounds like. They do get quirky at night. Yeah. But we can't pick who a child gets along with. So as long as I'm not busy, her father can drop her off for the day. Which is all well and good for me, if it makes the Sherez focus on the work I've given him. Besides, she's a bright child, tolerable. Kid's got a good head on her shoulders and can get pretty mature for her age at times. Of course they have to thank me for that. Well, I doubt that. Luke, take that back. What have you done to raise this child? Her parents can take partial credit, but Aunt Hannah and I have been there for this kid since she was just a small bab. What do you think her mother did? She gave birth to her. Why, I can still remember the first time I saw her. It was during her baptism. The only reason I was there was to accompany Hannah, who was to be named godmother. Cracked up white boy bustling that. What? What? Shade! What? She was such a tiny thing, not even a year old, and swaddled in her mother's arm, and white cloth. It was the first time I really saw an infant up close enough to hold one at least. It had been terrifying to be given a little child to carry after the whole water ceremony. I've never done so before that. To hold a tiny life in my arms. I could have just dropped her on her head, and this little tyke before me would have stopped existing then and there. But the child just smiled at me, babbling nonsensical words as children do, and clinging to me even as I tried to hand her off to Hannah. She had thought it hilarious and adorable. My suit had been a mess, and I was nearly an anxious wreck by the time I handed her back to her mother. Yet, it was pleasant, too. To think I might be doing it again soon, with Hannah's children, with our children, kids of my own flesh and blood. In a few months' time, I'll be cradling them in my arms, hearing the ring of their laughters against my ears. If holding one child is hard, how do you hold 3? I know he's having twins, but still. Juggle the children! In a few months' time, I'll be cradling them in my arms, hearing the ring of their laughters against my ears. It's a tender thing to think about. And despite myself, in spite of all the fears that I will never be good enough for them, I'm actually looking forward to it.
Of course I didn't, you little rugrat. I just had to take care of something before you arrived.
Really? Well, I guess that's fine. As long as he told me for work like last time.
Really? Now why don't we go back down and have breakfast in the parlor?
I already ate at home. Papa made one of his tortillas de patatas. He wouldn't let me leave until I finished every bite.
Patatas, you mean? The Shrez infamous tortilla de patatas. Those things are a hazard. You can probably use one to bludgeon someone into submission with how huge they are. It's a miracle Kylie can still be so energetic. I had trouble staying awake the first time I had one. Speaking of staying awake...
Well, I need some coffee in me at the very least. But if you'd like, you can jump straight to dessert.
Yes! Dessert, please!
It's easy enough to manage Kylie with the promise of sweets, thankfully. The hard part is managing her before she gets the sweets, because I nearly have a heart attack when she races down the stairs. Just the thought of her slipping and breaking her neck is enough to make me rush down after her.
Slow down, the food isn't going anywhere.
The food is going somewhere. In my tummy.
That's so cute.
Jesus fucking Christ. Children.
Language! There's a child! With a shake of my head, I usher Kylie towards the parlor and order a maid to bring food for us. Yeah, you got me there, Javen. He is a great parent, but a horrible person. Whatever breakfast there is, along with a cup of coffee for me and an ice cream for Kylie. But I can't leave the kid alone for too long, unless I want her to the other room into a slaughter ground. True to my expectations, I've only left Kylie alone for a few minutes, but she's already made herself comfortable. The stuff from her backpack has been left scattered across the room, from coloring books and crayons to toys. She's well equipped to amuse herself in no trouble, though I can certainly breathe a little easier if she won't bring her doll every time she visits. Nasia, or Sia, is a creepy little bugger. It doesn't help when Kylie left her during one. Finding the thing at the bottom of the stairs, staring up at me at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning is a memory that won't be leaving me anytime soon. That certainly is a memory. Oh! Dang! Noted! Noted, Mozzie. Aw. Poor Toads. Even now, it stares at me from where it's seated. I am wholly tempted to throw the thing into the fireplace and banish it from whence it came. I can buy her a prettier doll, a better toy. I will break it and find a way to get rid of it. If it wasn't for Hana, if only Kylie isn't so attached to it. The thing is some antique doll she found for the brat's 6th birthday. One of a kind. My darling Hana loves her so. And Kylie does try to be a good goddaughter, but she can't just keep her interests along with the wife. It's not something that Hana does wrong on her part. She does try so very, very hard. It's just that she doesn't quite know how to really handle children. She'd never been around other children when she was young, surrounded by protective adults who catered to her every whim and worried for her safety every minute. When she isn't able to keep up with Kylie, her first instinct is to be strict. Impose rules on the child, treat her as if she's made of spun glass, like every movement might break her. I, at least, have some idea from being around street kids. I know the games they've played and how they think. Javen, remember what I told you about mannequins. Mannequins are just wax sculptures with sunglasses. Fear them. They belong in the same category. I know that scrapes and skin knees are all part of childhood. Even with how I grew up, I had time to be a child and not some sheltered heiress. With Kylie? As behaved as she can be, with her toys and her books and aughts, she has to use up all her energy somehow. Good. If I fear them, so must you. To run around the playground and make a mess in the mud, or even just fake wrestle for a short while. Let her be a child when she wants, I'll say. A good doll has very little human qualities. Even human dolls are human-like. In a way, a cute cartoon character looks human. New fear unlocked, let's go! If it becomes too much, just bribe her with sweets, or ship her back to her papa. Problem solved. Unfortunately, Hana isn't quite up for those sorts of things most of the time, thinking it'll spoil the child. It turns the whole playdate awkward every time. Ooh. I'm guessing you got them thrifting, Mozzie? Or possibly hand-me-downs, garage sales? Taking the last seat left, I pluck one of her coloring books from the table to see it filled with dinosaurs. Ooh, noted. Oh, that reminds me. I have 2 dolls I've been meaning to show you. I'll probably take a picture of them one day. Yes. Taking the last seat left, I pluck one of her coloring books from the table to see it filled with dinosaurs. Not exactly what I expect to see for a little girl, but it doesn't hurt anyone. If she wants to play with dolls and cars, or dolls with their cars, what do I care? She once put dolls' tutus on models' cars, even. That is so cute. Oh, interesting. Did it just arrive, or are you still waiting for it to come? Oh, since that you said you forgot, I'm assuming it just arrived recently. That is so cute. Does she make the cars like dance on the back wheels?
Oh, this is a new one. The last one you had was filled with horses, wasn't it?
Ooh, what does it look like?
Those were ponies, Tio. They're much cuter than horses.
Horses are cute.
But we went to a dinosaur zoo, and it was awesome!
You went to Jurassic Park?
Very, Siri, dinosaurs are my favorite.
I have no idea what that is, but it must be something. I'm only familiar with the T-Rex myself.
I personally like the Stegosaurus.
Yeah, they found, fossils of its claws. They're really long. They think the whole theory might be a bazillion meters tall, even bigger than a T-Rex.
Oh, that's fair. They are weird looking.
Cisa says it'll be big enough to eat all my classmates.
Ooh, interesting, Mozzie. But yeah, fair enough. Cute characters are cute characters. Oh my god, what is with Kylie's face? I just noticed. I don't like that face. She only laughs as I scrunch up my nose and grimace.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
She wishes to feast. Oh no.
Taka who?
Takachu!
Takako, a friend I made.
I have to stop and look around, expecting one of the help to be here. I recommend the website Welcome Home. It is a creepy haunted website about a forgotten children's puppet show. No, it's not J-Ben. It's literally one of her classmates. The child does have a way of befriending just about anyone, as long as she puts her mind to it. Yet the two of us are completely alone. Thankfully, she only finds my disturbed look as another funny grown-up expression. That might be a lot more problematic than whether she plays with dolls or cars, though. Wait, am I misunderstanding? Is she looking at someone? Both the thoughts of Sia giving Kylie ideas, and one of said ideas being a massacre by dinosaur, something I probably need to bring up with her father aside from work. Beyond murderous dinosaurs, creepy dolls, and imaginary friends, I find no trouble with Kylie. She's an energetic and precocious as any Tyke age can be. Oh! Oh! I didn't catch that. I was blissfully unaware. Sadly, with anything, the website got popular enough that knockoff toys have made it to the market, so I'm lucky enough to buy this one. Oh, that's a shame to hear, Mozzie. She's an angel if she can get comfy and settled in after getting her sweets. I miss waffles. And that looks like strawberry ice cream. Oh. We tuck into our waffles as soon as the food is brought in. Our waffles because she wanted her own plate to go with the ice cream as soon as she saw mine. A fresh plate of berries is brought in as well, which goes really great with the rest of this feast, as Kylie puts it. But if I indulge in the sweetness, I have a cup of black coffee to pair it off with. Oh! That sounds cool, Mozzie! I wish you the best of luck with that project! With our bellies full, Kylie grows content with just scribbling on a scrap of paper and calmly chatting about her week. Right, Shade? I miss waffles. It's a pleasure, Mozzie. She talks about her older brother Rowan and their parents, how they plan to go to the Bloxland in Berkshire for the winter holidays. She talks a bit pink, and I have to shift my legs to become comfortable once more. The memory of my initial meeting with her is still fresh on my mind. She talks of the sad man in the park, and of her new friend who likes to play hide and seek when she's not sniffling in the loo. So she's made friends with multiple ghosts. Noted. When finally she finds nothing new to talk about, she goes back to her drawings. They'll change as soon as her stomach settles, of course. The calm before the storm. Because behaved as she is right now, I can feel the curiosity just radiating off her. There's a restless buzzing under her skin and a question on the tip of her tongue, as they often are with children her age. But for now, I can take this piece with no complaint for however long it stays. I have fun with crayons as well, at the child's insistence, even if I can't really draw. With Kylie using up the black crayon, that leaves me with the blue one. I absent-mindedly start to draw a puppy, to the best of my abilities. It's an attempt to give the doodle dogs another eye, that Kylie breaks the silence.
Tio? Where did Tia go? I saw them leave when I got here. Tia didn't look so good.
I've been expecting a lot of different questions. The kid always has a whole bunch of them ready for me, but I can only sigh when she posed this particular one.
She's just going to the doctor's for a checkup.
I wish they did have a CG of Luke's drawing. And as kids go, there are follow-up questions.
And you didn't go with her?
Well, you were going to be here, sweetie, so I had to stay behind.
So she's all alone? At the hospital?
I am suddenly very sad. I didn't know a simple sentence can do that to me. Damn.
Oh, no, of course not. Tia has Johannes and her maid and a guard. She's got plenty of company.
Yeah, but you're not with her.
If I didn't know better, I'd say the kid is trying to make me feel guilty. I want to say that. The little tyke is evil for making me feel so.
But I understand. When I get sick, Papa and Mama have to leave me with their maids, too.
From my understanding, Luke also has a fear of hospitals because of his mother. Because she was also very ill.
Well, they don't take care of you?
That doesn't sound right. Even my mom took care of me when I was sick as a child.
Well, they're always busy with work.
Same, Kylie. But I took care of myself.
Oh, I see. I guess that's no good.
I know she doesn't mean to accuse me of anything. But as her father's boss, maybe I do overwork Sorars a bit. There's a lot of responsibilities that only he is capable of carrying out. Delegation is a thing, sure, but when said responsibilities are legally questionable at best, putting others to the task isn't always an option. But
maybe your papa is in need of some vacation time. He deserves it, doesn't he? He's a hard worker. I could arrange something for the holidays.
I could cut him some slack. Some of his assignments can wait. I can't do much for her mum. She isn't one of my employees, but this would have to suffice. It'll be worth it if it makes the little girl happy, because just like that, the somber look on her face turns to one of pure joy. It's like looking at the sun, warm and bright. It's nice to do something kind every now and then.
Would you really, Tio?
Would you like that?
I'd like that very much, yeah! We can go to this museum! There's one with lots of cool trains and planes! I like trains.
I like trains.
And there's the local manor theme park and a monkey forest. There's a kid adventure farm too, the wacky warehouse, and a play barn as well. And
Whoa, slow down there, Munchkin. I know you're excited, but I think you should let me schedule your dad's day off before you plan a whole year's worth of stuff.
Is it because of the whole she got possessed by a ghost thing and she befriends ghosts thing? Is that the almost bit? There's an embarrassed giggle, but she does reel herself in, enough to calm down, which is a feat in of itself. It's obvious how giddy she is. And if she wasn't looking forward to the holidays before, like any child should, she does now.
I think Tia would be really happy if you were with her. You could have told me you needed to go to the hospital with her, Teal. I won't be angry.
What an understanding child.
I'd love to be with her, but I wanted to spend time with you, Munchkin. And she told me to stay. Besides, I don't like hospitals. They always smell like alcohol. Not the good kind either.
I don't think anybody likes hospitals. They're scary.
I felt safe.
But you said Tia is brave and strong.
That she is.
Whoa, that's a new sprite of Luke. Thanks, I hate it. A content silence comes over us as we go back to scribbling. True. Well, it might not be terrifying since that she's befriending them. Maybe it's like a meet and greet for her. I don't know. Though I stop when I'm done with my blue dog, cringing at how awful it looks. Kylie reprimands me for that because I should be like her. The little tyke goes through several sheets of paper, one drawing after another. All is a big word. That is true. Practicing, she says. Because practice makes perfect. Not to mention, there's a drawing contest coming up in class, and she just has to beat Tim from Class D, who says girls can't be superheroes. Screw Tim! Tim's a bad child. The clay gets a turn too, where we start sculpting food and pretending we're Michelin chefs. Oh, that's so cute! Puts Kylie between two pieces of bread. What are you? I'm sorry. When we're too tired from tossing pizza and making cakes, there's no trouble in finding another activity more relaxing for the both of us. I find myself invested in reading The Picture of Dorian Gray. Once more, often I lose myself in the pages of the book. However, it is rather difficult to do so when I'm also trying to keep an ear out for Kylie. I've been reading the same paragraph over and over again even. Inexplicably, I can feel my skin crawl when the girl sits with Nasia by the parlor's fireplace, humming, singing. Javen, if you were here at the very beginning, you would have fell for him. I fell for him hard. And then he did things, and then I fell out of love for him. and then I was reminded of what he was like. It started with Hannah having a seizure, and all he could think to do was hold her out of instinct. And like just comb his fingers through her hair, even sing her a lullaby. Yeah. Though I ignore it long enough to hear only the tail end of the song.
Everything is up in flames, up in flames, up in flames. Everything is up in flames, my fair lady.
He also essentially said that Hannah was his everything. And she's singing the next course of London Bridge, next verse of London Bridge is falling down. I don't think I can spend any more time with Kylie considering how high-strung I feel. So it's a good thing that Sororitas came for her as soon as I've called. Though it is earlier than the agreed upon time, he voices no complaint. The bastard even has a look of relief as soon as they left. Yeah! Because it's also about the great fire that happened in London. Essentially, I think London Bridge is falling down is about everything bad that happened in London. Or at least I interpret it as such from where I've stood by one of the windows, not bothering to step out and greet the man. Now I'm curious if I'm correct. Now I want to see if I'm lying. I need to check. London Bridge lyrics. Yeah, London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. Build it up with iron bars, iron bars, iron bars. Build it up with iron bars, my fair lady. Iron bars will bend and break, bend and break, bend and break. Iron bars will bend and break, my fair lady. Oh, there's nothing about burning. My bad. But yeah, there are more verses. Yeah. Or at least I interpret it as such from where I've stood by one of the windows, not bothering to step out and greet the man. No doubt, he still doesn't trust me around his spawn. I'm not surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the version Kylie sings is a real version. It's just not as common. Well, he has every right to be suspicious of me. I am a dangerous man after all. But to my Chargan, that leaves me with the rest of the day with nothing to do. Well, aside from picking up the mess Kylie has scattered about in the parlor, to my immense relief, she remembered to take her doll home with her this time. But the same cannot be said of the crayons and papers littered here and there. First things first, I snatch my own doodle off the table and rip it to shreds, leaving no hope that it will see the light of day. Chagrin. Noted. We'll never see Luke's drawing, unfortunately. The rest of the drawings, all Kylie's, remained unharmed as I collect the lot. Though they have been stacked neatly on the table before, they must have blown away when I saw Kylie off. And there are plenty of them. From cats and cakes to colorful rainbows and gardens, the child managed to make a lot during her morning here. There is one more that I have to fish out from the fireplace where it landed. Expecting to see another one of Kylie's masterpieces, I am instead greeted with something a bit more concerning. Thanks, I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. There is me and there is Kylie, the two of us, side by side and smiling as our stick figure selves stand in a nondescript field. Much as I can discern without looking at the labels below the doodle's feet. But a third figure stands next to mine in the drawing. A woman with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Takako. The writing under her supplies.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
Takako. I also see it just fine. Okay, so Takako is a maid from Asia. Noted.
Takahu?
Takako, a friend I made.
The hairs... Oh god, the whispering. The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end, and I feel a chill go down my spine. A breath that isn't mine. That has me turning around, expecting, hoping to see someone, anyone, but nothing. And that's when I hear it. Laughter. Sweet and merry laughter ringing from the ballroom. Thinking about it, my cheeks burn and my blood running hot. It's as if I'm being mocked. Oh yeah, that fits her. That fits her, character so far. As I stomp towards the door, I have to stop myself from shouting up a storm. I expect to see some of the help dallying about, idle from their duties. Perhaps they thought they can slack off in their duties without the head butler around, and with my preoccupation with Kylie. Well, they had another thing coming. But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see with a cursory glance, at the very least. I roam around looking for near impossible hiding places, and still I am all alone. Yet I can still hear the laughter, that accursed laughter, echoing about in the room, in my head.
Who's there? Show yourselves and show some respect to the master of the house!
Cold uneasiness settles into my stomach when no one answers. I stumble on my own 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea come from nowhere. I have to put a hand against the wall to stay upright when the world shifts and pain explodes from behind my eyes. It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave. Then and there. The only thing my pride allowed me to do then is to close my eyes and attempt to alleviate some of the pain. Vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say memories, not mine, flash in my head, unbidden and unwelcome. Like a strong hammer strike to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in 2. Whatever emotions they hold are muted. But I'm nothing but a spectator. Still, its weight feels palpable. Though it doesn't take long for these sensations to get into my head, though my eyes and my ears, it creeps and buzzes in the spaces between. Now that sounds like, general ghost bits. Over and over, it hurts. The pain, however, is not overbearing or blinding. It is the littlest of cuts, and the bruising flesh by blood force. It drivels down my cheeks and my mouth. There is a pounding in my head. It is not blinding that makes it all starker. Yeah? Everything hurts.
Please, milady, he need not suffer. I beg of you, have mercy. You already have me to do as you please. He deserves none of this.
Why is this happening?
Silence, before I cut out that impertinent tongue of yours and feed it to the dogs.
Oh, it sounds like they made Hannah voice the lady.
You will watch and you will learn what happens when I am displeased.
Wait, no, not a kitty! What'd the cat do? What have I done to deserve this? One after the other, they come at me, an unending flood that threatens to sweep me away for what feels like an eternity. Each one a show of both joy and suffering for those who have called this mansion their home. Each new scene is like a hammer on the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in 2. I can feel every emotion in the blurry images that present itself in my head. I feel a part of these, like I've lived through them, though I know it's not possible. All their anger burns through me. That much is evident. But the pain more so. And above it all are the whispers. The voices calling, luring, until one image emerges in vivid contrast with the others. When there's a shout of joy, my eyes snap open, looking for the culprit. No one rips heads off of bodies like Gaston. Okay, that's when the whole room just changes. Everything is the same, yet everything isn't. There are people everywhere, laughing and dancing. I should be concerned about them, but my mind finds it easy to dismiss them, as they fade in and out of from nothingness. Instead, I find my concentration drawn to a man and a woman, though one can only call them a lord and lady, going by their clothes. Oh, just see how the happy couple looks. Though the man's eyes are eerily blank, like he's not all there. His face is familiar, though. In fact, they both are, but I can't quite place why. The two make for a pretty picture as they dance in the center of the ballroom. Even the phantom crowd's attention stay on them. Reminds me so much of Hannah and I during the early days of our marriage. The honeymoon years, they call it. We were happy then, too. All smiles in her sunshine. Even with the normal dreary weather. Younger, we had less to worry about. Or at least thought that way. I thought, wish we could go on that way, even with all that I did and had to do. But life has a way of catching up. There was work to be done. Although we had to stay the loving, perfect couple in public, I could not afford to look so weak. To appear tied down to someone else, to those who knew who I really am. I had to harden my heart when I have business, but it hadn't always been so easy to just switch that part of me on and off. I should be concerned about their intrusion too. Ask why in bloody hell they are doing in my house. What in bloody hell they are doing in my house? Throwing a party as if they owned the place. Ask myself how the fuck I didn't notice what was going on before, when the parlor and the foyer were both only a few doors away. But I have a feeling that yelling and screaming at them won't do much of anything anyway. None of them have given me notice. I realize that this might not even be real. It dawns on me that these are the people from the paintings, the ones all over the mansion. Which makes sense. I don't think I'm imaginative enough to make all of this up on my own. This must be a dream. Or a really horrible high. Just then, I feel eyes on me as I contemplate the absurdity of the situation. Yet I find difficulty in trying to tear my eyes away from the two dancing. I manage, and I regret looking away. The woman from the garden stands beside me. I can hear her rattling breath, menacing and chilling. Everything in me screams to run, but something pins me to the spot as she just looks at me, watching and waiting. The clamor of their voices fill the ballroom. Although they say such welcoming words, I do not feel comforted by the madness I'm experiencing. Their joyous voices turn sinister and foreboding to my ears. The course of people that shouldn't exist, threaten to overwhelm me, drown me even as I stand on dry land. The music still plays as the Phantom Quartet continues while I stand there, vulnerable and afraid, but the dance has already ended. And I'm afraid that I might just be tonight's entertainment. Attention is all well and good until it bollocks like this go down. Yeah, hi Tatako! How are ya? These phantom people watch me, thousands of eyes scrutinizing, though they cheer for my return. Cajole me to dance and join the merriment. She does look rather ravaging, doesn't she? Oh, her sprite moves a bit, or am I hallucinating? I'm hallucinating. Let's go. There are eager hands all over, pulling me in every direction, but they do not move me enough to remove me from the woman's gaze. She makes my heart race. I know, right? His looks can kill.
Listen. Can you not hear them as they welcome you home? Your kind, our kind. You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
Oh, she's also attached to Luke because he was a street rat. Technically a peasant as well. Okay. If I thought the voices were overwhelming before, it is nothing compared to how they are now. Their voices are loud, speaking in Yujin, and echoing ever on in the spaces of my head. They welcome me back as if I've always belonged, as if I was meant to be here in the first place. They call me these titles and names that do not belong to me, and that man's face, the one with empty eyes, flashes again before me. Once, fleetingly. Like a new memory having burned itself into my mind. I have to struggle for air when I come back to myself after.
I'm not. This isn't.
The welcome turns into screams at my protests, pained and desperate pleas for my help, telling me that it is my duty to stay, telling me that I belong among them, to them. Gentle touches turn near threatening, the warning scratches and the baring of teeth by predators before they truly maim someone. My mouth goes dry as I struggle to speak some sense in this hallucinatory madness, but I don't get the chance as they drown out my voice.
Our Lord, my Prince.
At her words, there is a compulsion to stay, though my heart races in my chest. The fear I should be experiencing refuses to register in my head. Mind and body war with each other, nearly tearing me in two.
Oh, you finally returned to us.
The compulsion to walk into her arms is strong, whispers in my head to tell me to go to her. They say that she is safety. She is home and hot.
We have been waiting for so long.
But repulsed at these thoughts, I wrench away and turn with a small gasp. Apparently she feels safe. Without hesitation, I start to make a run for it. I nearly falter when an angry streak pierces the air, inhumane and monstrous. Excuse me, I burped out of fear. I don't dare look back, I just run. I didn't care if this is a drug-induced hallucination or not. Just run. Out of the ballroom. And out of the parlor. It's only then that I bother to look back, hoping and praying to the god I scorned that it did not pursue me. I would have run all the way out of the mansion too, if only someone didn't get in my way. I collide with a body much larger than mine and fall back to the ground, head spinning as I look up at the stained glass. Turning my head to the side replaces the colorful sight with a pair of shiny black shoes. Fatigue fills every inch of my being, then making me refuse to get up. Meanwhile, a familiar head of ginger looks down at me in bemusement. Oh, it's Johann's.
You really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Just help me up.
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really. 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here. I told you to keep an eye out for her.
The other man offers an arm and pulls me up to my feet then. But before I can storm off and pull him into the ballroom, he anchors me down with one hand on my shoulder, the other touching the back of my head.
No bruising or bump. That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion. If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where are you currently?
We don't have Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is the Ermengarde bloody fucking foyer. But we don't have time for this.
You must make and have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head. I have already sent security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, Dummkopf. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere.
Huh. Fascinating, J-Bund. When he points that out, I realize that there are guards starting to filter into the house as we speak, with some already searching the nearby rooms. Well, you are way off, my dude. Armed and uniformed men go about in pairs, making it so that the house is in a flurry of activity. He lets go of me then, with the knowledge that I'm not going to kneel over anytime soon.
I was hoping that you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed, too?
I can manage just fine on my own. Though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
He says it as a matter of fact in a tone that brook no argument. Not like I'll argue if it means I'm kept safe. The two of us hurry upstairs, though we remain watchful and wary of any potential threats to my person. We make it to the master bedroom without any trouble, though the two of the security are left outside the door. No problems at all. Not until we get inside. Johan's eyes scan the room wildly. A look of dread on his usually stoic face. And I don't understand for a moment. Looking around the bedroom, it's empty. But then I realize Hana's gone.
Where's Hana? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
I feel the color drain from my face when he raises a hand to stop me from charging out of there.
Stay.
I'm not staying in here while Hana stays out there.
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
And what if they don't? What if that woman gets to her first? What if she already has her?
Luke, I'm afraid to say that you're correct.
That's not possible.
You can't promise that.
There's no second thought as I reach under the side of my bed and pull out one of my knives. I have no doubt that the other man can take me on if we're both unarmed. But with this, I can even the field, or at least deter him from escalating the situation and risking hurting either of us.
I'm going out there to look for Hana, and you're either with me or you aren't. I'm not risking Hana, and I'm not leaving her alone.
Well, to be fair, his pregnant wife is missing. I don't blame him for being a bit cuckoo right now. Still, like a stubborn mule, he refuses to budge from the door. There's a withering look on him that I try to match. On that, somehow, I am losing fast to even with him, not saying a word yet.
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it will make you happy, I will do the looking. But please, and don't make me repeat this, stay where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
Perhaps it is his tone. In spite of his general disdain for virtually anything that has to do with me, I'd like to think that over the years he has grown a care for Hana at least. True. Much as I loathe to admit this, I'd trust him with her safety over any servant in this house. As so, Asequence.
You have 2 hours, Shuriken. I don't think it'll take that long to find one missing woman in this house.
Shuriken. Oh, so that's how you pronounce it.
2 hours. Any more than that, and I'm going out there.
Of course.
So we're nearing the part where he threatens Ash. Despite his words, he lingers. If I didn't know any better, I'd say he wants to make sure I get in the damn bed and sleep before he turns away from me. What am I, a child? Watching me and treating me like one. There's the reason why we will never get along.
Well, what are you waiting for?
And the knife?
the knife stays.
It's my lucky knife.
Very well.
Only then does he seem to get the hint. With a nod, he leaves, locks and closes the door behind him. For a moment, I still hear his voice, while he gives the guards outside firm instructions. Then a hush as soon as he departs and his footsteps fade away. It's my comfort knife. Yeah, you know, like, those comfort dogs. Emotional support, slicey dicey, yeah. It's my emotional support knife, Stabby McStabster. Gosh. Gosh, Johans, we've been working together for years. I thought you'd know this. One that doesn't quite last. As quickly as the silence settles, lightning flashes across the sky, followed immediately by the loud boom of thunder. And that wanker strikes so dangerously close that I can feel the electricity in the air. The power goes out not a second later, and I feel as if I'm being mocked by whatever greater power there is. All is deathly still for a moment, but soon the rain starts once again. Far heavier than the light drizzle from this morning, its pitter-patter hitting hard against this place's roof. Despite the noise, I find myself drawn to my bed, exhausted, hoping for a little nap. I'm safe here. Hana will be safe too. Shrokin will find her, and when I wake, she'll be here. It doesn't take long. Once my head hits its pillow, in a matter of minutes, darkness claims me, bringing with it laughters and whispers of a twisted love from a time long gone.
Who are you? Stay away!
Sweet dreams, my love. It'll be over soon.
It's November 1st! Yet in spite of the unfamiliar voices and unwanted touchers from the shadows lurking in the dark, rousing is a slow, audacious process. Difficult, every limb heavy with lead, no matter my aversion for the words they murmur in my ears or the sight of her horrid smile from afar. My body refuses to yield. I am at their mercy. Beyond fathomable reason, my consciousness refuses to pull of the waking world, choosing to linger in the pits of a dream, gradually drawing me deeper into unknown depths. I think so. I think that makes the most sense. Somehow, even if I might mean I may never open my eyes, I allow them.
You do not belong there, my prince.
I'm getting ready for a quick time event. Not that I mind getting a few extra hours, of course. The bed's more comfortable as it is, after an exhausting day yesterday. Babysitting Kylie and the stress of fighting an intruder in my own home. I think I deserve a little break every once in a while, especially after going through all that in a single day. I can only be on the receiving end of so many unacceptable things within a span of a few hours, you know? As gracious a host and person I am, my patience has its limits too. Although there's still a problem with Hannah, I haven't forgotten that, of course. That's why I hired Shrokin. He's competent enough. He won't even last a day in my service if he was any lesser than those half-wits, who think they can deceive me with sweet words. He is more than capable of working with his own on his own without guidance. Let the butler take care of that little problem with Hana while Hana.
You do not need her. I am here. We are here.
Who's we?
This is where your home is. Where you belong. For the blood we share. Come back to us.
How long has it been since? Johans has never taken this long before. I think so. She has horrible taste.
Surely there should have been an update by now, right?
Again, they want Luke's body, but Hannah's personality. So why isn't there...
Please don't go.
Bloody hell, the cretins I've surrounded myself with.
And isn't that enough reason to force myself out of bed? As it has always been the case. Oh. My eyes fly open, expecting the warm rays of sunshine filtering through the curtains, only to be greeted by a blinding flash of light and a loud boom of thunder that sounded nearly too close to my ears. Same! Strong gusts of wind will occasionally burst in from the open balcony door, bringing in drizzles of cold rain into the room. I must have left it earlier before dozing off. The carpet and the floor closest to it is already drenched. Hannah's going to be cross when she sees this. Not that it's an immediate problem. If anything, it's this power outage we should be minding first. With the intruder still at large, steering through the darkness might be far more fatal than multiple stab wounds or a gunshot to the chest.
Oh, great. The power's still out. That is exactly what I need right now. Yes.
It's the storm, of course. I should have moved back to the penthouse to weather in it in a much more comfortable setting. Already, I can hear the creak and groans of this old place as the rain beats against the windows.
Johans! Has someone been sent to check the circuit breaker yet?
No answer.
Johans?
Silence.
Shrokin! Someone! Anyone?
Still nothing, and my cordial mood is quickly dissipating.
Where are those idiots when you need them?
It's really a wonder why he hasn't fixed this yet. Was I really out that long? Can't be. It has only been a few hours after midnight, if the time on my wristwatch is anything to go by. Unless I've forgotten to change it again over the last overseas trip a month ago. Though the delay is understandable, he went looking for Hannah as he promised. But bloody hell, my safety is also at stake here. Cursing, I stay still, letting my eyes try and adjust to the darkness while my hands fumble for my slippers. If that butler isn't going to fix this, I may as well order the security posted outside to do it. It's probably just blown a fuse. Anyone with a brain can repair one. Grabbing my jacket, and with my footwear finally on, I make for the door. Although in haste, I pause briefly when a gleam catches my eye. On one of my drawers, underneath the clutter I've yet to organize, the muzzle of a gun peeks out. Hannah has never openly commented my possession of it, but I know she does not approve of it, knowing the bloody firearms policy in this nation. Of course, I've not found much use for it in the 7 years we've been together. Otherwise, she would have already thrown it out years ago. Doesn't mean it won't be useful now. Without a second's thought, I seize it, sending the stuff piled above it onto the floor. Eh? Whatever. I'll get to it later. This blackout problem should be resolved first. I wonder what he knocked over. Right next to my missing security detail, as it turns out.
Where the fuck did everyone go?
There were two, weren't there? Shrokin had 2 blokes posted to stand guard for the night. I might be panicking for a bit earlier, but I'm quite sure I haven't gotten delusional yet. What, did both of them decide to take a break? Because they think the master's already sound asleep and won't be looking for them.
Damn nitwits.
I know assassinations happen very rarely these days, and even less in a peaceful city like Luxembourg, but bullocks! Oops. There's been a woman going in and out of this place uninvited, who may or may not want to put a knife in my back. Isn't that enough reason to stay on alert? I'm fairly certain Shrokin won't enlist their help just for this power outage, only to leave me unprotected. Yeah, we do. He's handcuffed to the radiator in the attic, if I remember correctly, not the bed. We have a difficult friendship, so to speak, but I doubt that man is an opportunist. I'm holding the lives of his family in my hands, after all. He knows that what I'm capable of doing. He's not stupid enough to do anything that'll endanger them and save only himself. So where then? Only my footsteps echo along the dark passage, and I am left gripping the handle of my pistol for some sort of comfort. Ah, it's his comfort pistol. Without proper lighting, and with this storm still raging outside, the stories I've heard about this place seem to have some truth to it. Some. If I'm reaching and wish to entertain myself for a bit, I'll say there might be ghosts whispering in my ears, calling. Of course, it's just the wind and the trees rustling outside. Nothing good will come of allowing these thoughts to linger when problems are piling up in front of me one after another. Especially with what greets me once I get to the foyer. Though it's dark, the large windows illuminate the area much more easily than any of the other rooms. And from where I stand at the top of the stairs, I can easily make out their forms, recognize them even. It's all gone crazy when these intruders come into my house. I'm no stranger to a cop playing dirty. The smart ones knew that neither life nor criminals are going to play fair. And if one of Wog's Short is in on this, I'm not surprised too. But Lily? The estate agent? She doesn't seem the sort. Not to mention Mint. Hannah trusted her. I trusted her to be a professional at the very least, for fuck's sake.
Well, well, what have we here? If I were any less sober, I'd say this is the beginning of a joke.
Bloody trespassers. What is wrong with these people? Do they really think I'll be fine with them walking into my home like this? What are they even doing in here? If I didn't know any better, they might also be behind Hannah's disappearance.
That's right, my love.
They must have a motive.
Make them pay.
And it better be a good one.
For all wrong they've done to us.
Or a bullet to the head is the least all of them will deserve.
Let's see. A photographer, a real estate agent, an interior designer walk into a mansion.
Thunder crackles once again, cutting me off. This time, hits close enough that it nearly feels as if the windows in the ground itself are rumbling. All is deathly still for a moment. I don't let it stop me, however, as I slowly make my way towards them. Taking one careful step at a time, relishing the expression of fear in their eyes. I suppose there is something ominous in this setting, with the heavy rain outside and the lack of light here. I kinda like it, to be honest. Add something to the atmosphere. I suppose I must look like a villain now. But short of getting me close to them, a noise to my left distracts me, briefly halting my movements while curiosity takes over every murmurs in my head. And it's a good thing, perhaps, that I did, because as soon as I look up, I see him. Another trespasser. Great. Just as he's about to jump down from the furniture that has somehow ended up piled and blocking the door to the parlor. What happened there? Did he really think it's alright to do that in other people's house? Lout.
Teach him, my lord. Put him in his place.
My hand's already moving before any rationale can stop me. Fingers firm at my gun when I finally release the safety from it and take aim. Not at him, but at his friends. They are his, aren't they? Why else will they be here together? Doesn't matter. He won't let the people he cares about be harmed. My finger is on the trigger, more than itching to shoot, but I hold back. sure I could have simply taken aim at him. But more than seeing him bleed, I want to see the expression on his face once he realizes everything that he's doing is futile. He's trapped. Lives are in my hand. His life is in my hand.
Had I known there would be a party in my own home tonight, I would have opened a bloody bottle or two. People these days, in my own home. Can you believe it? I feel so left out.
I can tell the exact moment the realization dawns on him. A short second of his body freezing and blood draining from his face as soon as his feet hits the floor and he looks up. He's already a prey trapped by his own recklessness.
Pathetic.
And really, Lily, even you.
Sir, this isn't what you're thinking. Something's going on in this mansion.
Well, obviously, why else would people be trespassing in my home? What's your excuse? Checking back if your clients are doing okay? Is that it? Is this what this is? Oh, we're doing good, by the way.
Sir, please.
Oh, please, what?
We need to get out of this place. You need to leave.
That's not a good enough excuse, darling. You people are the ones who need to get out of my sight. Don't worry, I might consider pressing lighter charges for the woman. Can't say the same for the rest of you. But really now, I swear the people of this city need to be taught the meaning of privacy. This is how you want to start the week. Why don't we just go with a bloody massacre if we want to surprise people in their homes, huh?
It's just a passing remark, of course. I'm not stupid enough to do something that'll bring negative attention to myself. Reputation and all that, I can't just risk it. The thought of having dead bodies here, ones that I'm not even responsible for, they're the ones who trespassed. It's already quite too much. It'll literally be overkill, especially for someone like me. Nevertheless, joke or not, Feathers wastes no time drawing his own gun at the sight wave of my own. Even if he knows it's already too late. Still, he glares at me. Still, he fights back.
Now, Feathers. Manners. You're in no position to be pointing that gun at people.
There's no desperation in him like I'm hoping. Just an annoyance flickering shortly before being hidden underneath a challenge. The likes of him are the kind of people I hate most. Even with their failures already glaring down at them, mocking every worthless move they make, they have the impudence to stare people in the eye.
Why don't you put yours down first, and then we'll talk about manners.
I'm sleepy.
Oh, he talks back. The gall! You know, your kind pisses me off so much.
Annoying most of the time, like a damn pest you can't get rid of. But to some degree it is commendable. I'll give him that. After all, we're almost the same in that regard. Almost. I'm still the better person, of course. Impudence. Thank you. He tells me to put the gun down, but I see no reason why I should. I'm a homeowner, and in defense of my own home, I have the right to, I'd like to think. Questionable permit of firearms aside, it's not like I wanted this, but I'm already high-strung and their presence does not help. Bloody peasants. I can never seem to figure out how their minds fully work. Take this one for example. Despite the pride brimming in him, how he matches my glare with one of his own, he simply lowers his pistol after a long second, not in surrender. The tense in his shoulders tells me as much, but the closest he can get to lowering his ego in favor of something I can't quite place. Interesting. I admit I'm disappointed. He did say questionable permits aside. Anywho, please excuse me while I go to the washroom quickly. I'm sorry, Ash, you're gonna have a gun pointed at you for a while. He's rich, he'll just pay people off. Hey, even he said he can't handle the attention that this will bring. Yes, yes. Gotta admit, I'm almost disappointed.
As you should be, my lord.
I've expected him to hold until one of us shoots the other. Can't say it'll be more exciting that way. A bullet inside any part of my body isn't something I'd like to have on a bad day like today, or any day for that matter. But it'll surely be predictable of him. I like predictable. They're the kinds of people who are the easiest to deal with, no matter the situation. With them, there's no second guessing what they'll do. He shoots, I shoot, one of us dies, the other walks away. Nothing complicated. Nothing requiring much brain power, just muscle memory and who's the better shooter. End of story. Yet here he is, dragging a deep breath in and setting aside the only thing protecting him. I can easily shoot him his way. I can easily shoot him this way. Be done with this whole farce of a conversation. Instead, I find myself listening. A concession for a person who, in another life, would have also become the person I am today, had his circumstances allowed it. Damn shame. We might have gotten along.
Listen, right. I need you to.
But alas.
You broke into my house, and somehow, you expect me to listen like a good little boy. Are you a bit touched in the head, Feathers? I'm not the one breaking laws here.
Look here, fucker. If I wanted you dead, I could have done it so many times already. In fact, I can easily shoot you down right here, right now. And you won't be able to do a damn thing, even with that gun.
A meeting of two prideful blokes will never go well, whichever lifetime it is. And I can only laugh at his audacity, his lack of shame and fear even facing the business end of my pistol.
You know what I'm thinking right now?
Boom boom!
In another lifetime, we would have probably gotten along well.
The best truth I can offer him. Not many people, those who have slighted me, in particular, live this long to see it.
And he should be grateful. You're already gracious enough, allowing him to stand in your presence like this.
Yes, especially when he has a lot to answer. Preferably right now, because as generous as I have been so far, my patience has its limits. My amusement can only last for so long. In 2 steps, I'm standing in front of him, grabbing him by the collar and resting the cold muzzle of the eagle against his temple.
Ashton!
Hey, now you two, I'm sure we can all talk about this first.
He'll end up a pretty smear on this wall. On the wall this close.
Teach this loud a lesson.
What is it that you people really want with me? This is the 2nd time this week, and I'm really getting weary of this little game. Did the NCA send you to apprehend me? Or has somebody paid you off to kill me? Which one is it, Feathers? Mind you, my arm's getting tired. Better answer quick if you don't want to meet the business end of this gun.
And he knows it. Of course he does. Hitmen or not, he's been trained. Judging purely from his stance, and not many bother to be as cautious as him. One glimpse at my handgun safety earlier is all it took for him to see I mean business. Similar. Too similar. We're too alike in so many little ways, it's funny. Down to the fact that he doesn't even flinch, no matter how heavy the threats in my words are. Even knowing how one flick of my finger on the trigger will be enough to end his story, his sorry life, he should have caved in by now, started begging, like so many others before him. Instead, he throws more visceral, adds more kindling to the fire already burning.
I'm not with NCA. I'm just here to help. There's something else in this house, and we're all in danger. You have to believe me, right? You need to let us go. You need to get out of here before it's too late. If you want to keep your sorry ass alive, You'll listen to people with more brain cells than you.
Igniting it further, that I can't help but return it to him with equal fever. Blah, blah, blah. We don't need him, my love.
Why, you insolent!
We both decide to move in that moment, both our bodies tensing, each of us racing to get ahead of the other. However, before we can even get a head start, a voice unexpectedly rings above the chaos about to ensue.
Luke, help me. Please.
I've always been cautious and careful, cutting off trouble's head before things can escalate if I'm able. That's why I deal with the likes of Harvey, Suarez, and Johans. For all who we are, for all the enemies and the likes of us can make, such a thing has never happened before, because I do everything to make sure it doesn't happen. So to see Hannah in danger, I don't quite know how to feel or what to do. Of all the times for there to be a hostage situation, if this is even one, why now? Good fucking God, what is going on here?
Help me. Please. Please make it stop.
I think death would be preferable if my sense of self-preservation was shot to high hell. It would deprive me of choice and of responsibility in the matter. And I don't want to think about how fast my heart beats, so that I hardly hear anything other than my own heartbeat and her pleading.
Please. They're in my head. Screaming. It hurts so much.
What do I do? What can I do against something holding your life in their hands? With a woman that looks more monster than man. When the woman's expression turns into one of amusement, and her laughter fills the air, I want to call her out on it. There's a rage simmering just beneath my skin. But my own scream dies in my throat. All I'm able to muster is a pathetic croak. She laughs, as if this is all some sick joke. My breathing becomes a bit too shallow for my liking, and I feel like I'm on the precipice, where one wrong move can lead to someone dying. This is crazy. All of it.
Luke, help me, please. I can't.
And something in me snaps. There's a switch in my head that wants to go one way or the other. I have to... I feel like we shouldn't yell at the ghosts. I feel like that'd make it angry. But that could just be the coward in me talking. So I'm gonna keep quiet. Actually, no, we're ending here. Good 3 hours. Wait, actually. Let's see how long there is left. It depends how long is left. Oh. Okay, yeah, there's a lot left. There's a lot. Oh my god. We're barely in at the end of Luke's chapter. Yeah, essentially the same cliffhanger. True. Nice catch, Mozzie. But we got a little bit more context this time. But yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are. Yeah. This has been Fran the Fern. What up? Yeah, essentially. We got to learn more about the ghosts and that Kylie's scary. Kylie speaks to ghosts, and I don't like it. that's it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, morning, or evening, wherever you are. And boop. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.